Wow, what a game of football. Ladies and gentlemen, what we just witnessed is probably going to go down in the history books. I'll be honest. I thought last year's semifinal was good with Barcelona, as like Inter Milan, Barcelona. In terms of goals, this was probably even better than that, guys. We had it was 3-2 by halftime. And then PSG turned up the heat in the second half with Dembele and Kvaratskhelia getting on the score sheet to make it 5-2. And then from there, you're pretty much thinking, wow, if Paris Saint-Germain scores one more, like this tie is pretty much over. But Bayern Munich had other plans. Kane gets on the score sheet. Olise gets on the score sheet. Upamecano gets a Bluetooth goal like Cristiano Ronaldo. And then Luis Diaz scores an absolute banger, bro. Genuinely, honestly, one of the craziest games I've seen in a long time. And it's a rightful game for the Champions League semifinal. In the semifinals, we expect greatness. We expect the best teams going head to head, and that's exactly what we're getting with this tie, guys. Obviously, PSG had a little bit of an advantage because they were playing at home, right? But Bayern Munich, they looked like they were unfazed by the crowd of PSG. The whole 90 minutes, they just kept on pressing, kept playing their style of play that they've been playing all year under Vincent Kompany, who, by the way, was not on the sideline today due to some suspension issues. I think it was obviously the tie against Real Madrid. Maybe he got a yellow card. He missed this first leg, but the second leg he's definitely not going to miss at the Allianz Arena. I expect I expect that game to be exactly the same as how today played out. High scoring goals, just a bunch of pressing, individual quality, and yeah, man, it was a really good game today. Can't say I'm gonna expect the same thing from tomorrow's game because Atletico Madrid, Arsenal, both teams have weaknesses. I'm not sure how they're gonna play, but today's game, at least, it was quality. Like, just look at this freaking momentum right here. Like, it starts off, right? You don't see a goal until the 17th minute, right? Then 3 minutes later, you get or it would be 7 minutes later, but you get a goal from who was it? Kvaratskhelia, right? It's a freaking beast shot, dude. That shot, crazy, curled in. Neuer couldn't stop it. I think he could have done better there, to be honest, but because, like, what do you expect? Kvaratskhelia is always going to go for that far post. I think Neuer should have anticipated that better. But yeah, he was probably blocked by the defender. And then you get another goal in the 41st minute, right before halftime, with Michael Olise getting on the score sheet. And then João Neves scores like almost João Neves scores at the 33rd minute from a corner. That corner was crazy. I mean, it looked like they had planned that all week. Like, they just knew where exactly they were going to be, and João Neves anticipated it perfectly. It reminds me, there was a specific goal it reminded me of. It's not on the top of my head, but that corner has been done a million times. We've seen it a lot over the years. And then we get a penalty. Dembouz puts it away. PSG, I heard a stat that through penalties, they have not been clinical this season. But Dembouz proves it wrong, and he gets on the score sheet. And then you get to the second half, and then pretty much PSG are just, it seems like they're going to dominate for the rest of the game, right? Even though probably Bayern Munich looked like they had the better chances, PSG took more, like they took their opportunities more, and they ended up getting 2 goals pretty much back to back with Kvaratskhelia and Dembele. Like, that Dembele goal, like, oh my gosh, freaking Neuer didn't even try to dive for it, bro. It just went to his near post, and I think he expected it to go out, but it just hits the post and goes in. And then the Kvaratskhelia goal is just high IQ by Dembele. Honestly, Dembele is probably my man of the match. I'm not sure they're going to give it to. There's just high IQ to jump over that ball, let it go past, have Kvaratskhelia be in the back post, and just slide it in. Literally, they scored. Well, that gave me flashbacks to that one goal in the Champions League quarterfinals. Barca PSG. Barca played away at the Parc des Princes. Lamine Yamal literally pretty much does the exact same thing that Doué did today. He takes it past his man, which was Nuno Mendes. He crosses it in. It pretty much kind of takes like a deflection a little bit, not necessarily like how Dembele jumped over the ball, but I think it takes like a small deflection, and then Rafinha's there to slot it in. I wish I could show you guys the goal, but you kind of just have to know which goal I'm talking about. But it was in the first leg of the Champions League quarterfinal with Paris Saint-Germain versus Barcelona. And yeah, bro, I just literally got flashbacks to that, and I was suffering for a bit. But it's fine, bro. Who was I rooting for this game? Look, I'll tell you guys why I was rooting for Paris. It's genuinely just because I don't want Michael Olise to win the Ballon d'Or, bro. I cannot have this fraud, Michael Olise, win the Ballon d'Or before my GOAT, Lamine Yamal, all right? Like, there's no way I'm going to allow this Real Madrid PR, Barca hater PR to take over, bro. It's all PR. Everybody knows Lamine Yamal is the best player. If you want to debate Michael Olise for the second best player, sure, that's fine. But there's levels to this, right? There's levels to this. So that's the only reason why I wanted PSG to win. And let's be honest, nobody from PSG is going to win the Ballon d'Or. Maybe Dembele is going to go back-to-back Ballon d'Or, but you have to stretch that PR miles if you really want Dembele to win the Ballon d'Or, bro, because he's not been as good as he was last season, let's be honest. And yeah, man. I mean, if France goes far in the World Cup, I could definitely see a bunch of French candidates for the Ballon d'Or. But my GOAT, Lamine Yamal, he's gonna be winning the Ballon d'Or this year. I guarantee you that. So yeah, expected goals. How can you have five? How can you score 5 goals and have an expected goals of not even 2? Like, that's insane to me, bro. What? That just doesn't that mean that the goals came from like hard chances? Like, they just came from like low chances, which is like just shows the quality. But Bayern Munich had 2.5 expected goals and they scored 4. So that just means that they were super clinical. Each team was very clinical on the night. Dude, you just saw so many bodies drop due to the fact that they were running for so long that you could tell there was fatigue. Hakimi went down, even Kvaratskhelia went down. I'm not sure if he's going to have like a hamstring injury or if he was playing through a hamstring injury, because earlier on in the game, he literally touched his hamstring. So, not sure if there was something going on there, but yeah, like even Nuno Mendes went down. Fabian Ruiz, this is the first time I've seen him play for a long time, but as soon as he got in, he was playing very aggressive. You know, that's kind of what you want from a sub, especially in a game from this high intensity. You want somebody who can come in and play at the same tempo as everybody else has been playing. But he picked up a sloppy yellow card. I don't think he needed it. As well as Hakimi, he also picked up a yellow card, which I'm not sure if that was the smartest thing. Is he gonna miss next match because of that? Or any of them gonna miss the next match? I don't know how I could check that. But yeah, man, it's looking like it's gonna be an interesting tie. There's a lot of orange for Bayern Munich. I'm not sure if that's the best. Neuer, I do think, like I said, for both the Kvaratskhelia goal, I think he could have done better, and for the Dembele goal, he could have dove for it or something. So I think the 4-point is a little bit harsh, but I mean, like, because looking at it, he's the worst player on the pitch. I think that's harsh. But it kind of does make sense that he would be the worst player on the pitch because they scored 5 goals on him. So, hey, take that as you will. But, yeah, Dembele is my man of the match as well. Doué got 2 assists this game. Kvaratskhelia got 2. Dude, this is like these are prime MSN numbers, bro. This front, dude, we got to talk about that Luis Diaz goal. That Luis Diaz goal was phenomenal. He takes it from a long pass from the back line. He takes it down. You know, it's just him and Marquinhos. He fakes it left. He goes right. He takes it farther right, and then he slots it in past the goalkeeper. It's just phenomenal plays from Luis Diaz, who I thought had an interesting game today. Michael Olise, I don't want to say he ghosted, but brother, he was taking on his man. I'll be honest, he was taking on his man, and it's not easy to do. Trust me, us Lamine Yamal fans know that taking on Nuno Mendes is very difficult. But I think Nuno Mendes was actually doing pretty good, especially in the first half. But they were kind of just going back and forth. I'm going to make a video about that, how they were just pretty much going back and forth. They were doing pretty solid. I think Kvaratskhelia was doing good to also drop back, and as well as Olise, they were both dropping back to defend, both going up to attack. So they were doing their jobs perfectly. Doué and Luis Diaz, I don't think Doué was dropping much to help like take care of Luis Diaz, but I mean, when you got like Davies, who could just run up and down the pitch to mark, you know, it is a bit difficult. I thought Neves played a really good game. I thought Vitinha also played a really good game. The back line for PSG, you know, at times when they were very consolidated, they were good. But on the 1v1s, you know, I feel like they were getting their mans taken on a bit. Same thing for this backline. I mean, it just really comes down to like the high quality of football on display here. And bro, I mean, I just wish my team was still in the UCL, but to be honest, like if my team went against any of these teams, they would have gotten smoked. And I truly believe that. But I think this summer, if we get the right players, if we do the right stuff, we could definitely compete for the Champions League next year. We just got to change a little bit of stuff. Actually, a lot of bit of stuff, I think. Maybe just get more experienced players, and hopefully we can do good. But I'm not talking about Barca. We're not talking about Barca right now. We're talking about PSG and Bayern Munich. I expect to see a lot more goals next week. But yeah, dude, this might be the most high-scoring tie in the UCL of all time if this continues like how everybody thinks it's gonna continue, with more goals, more drama, more yellows. I expect to see a red card, bro, in one of these games. We saw a red card on Luis Diaz for the 2-1 game in the Champions League earlier this season. So I'm still waiting for that red card. And hey, if whatever team gets a red card, you might as well just wrap it up, bro. Because if you get a red card in this tie is over. It's genuinely over. So those are my thoughts, guys. You guys let me know what you guys thought. Go ahead and leave your comments down below. Like and subscribe. Share with any of your friends who might want to, get some information about the match review. I don't know. But yeah, thank you guys for supporting the channel. I'll be uploading tomorrow after Atletico and Arsenal game. My prediction for that game, I'm going to go with Atletico win. I made a video. I'm not sure if a lot of people liked it, but I made a video talking about how a lot of Arsenal fans expect Atletico to pretty much be this easy team. It's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be a very difficult game. I think this game is going to be a lot more entertaining than that game, but I'll still tune into that other game to see how everything goes. But yeah, hope you guys had a fantastic day. Please leave your comments down below, and take care and peace, guys.